Okay, so good morning again, and we are continuing our discussion on optimization problems using multiple variables. So we have covered till now all the direct search methods, and now we are continuing with gradient based methods. Okay, so in the previous class we took CPEST descent method, that is Cauchy method, and now in today's class we will take Newton's method, which is a gradient based method. We will be discussing in short detail. Okay, so talking about Newton's method, suppose we have a quadratic function fx, and we know that using Taylor expansion we can denote any quadratic function as fx equal to fxi plus gradient of fi x minus xi at x minus xi, and half of x minus xi transpose Jacobian. This is Hessian matrix. Okay, x minus xi. Okay, so we will be discussing how this Hessian matrix is calculated. This Hessian matrix is nothing but it is matrix of second partial derivative of your given function, that is fx, and which is evaluated at the point xi. Okay, so this is at xi, and in order to calculate the next approximate method, how we calculate the next approximate method, xi plus 1 is equal to xi minus inverse of ji. Ji is your Hessian matrix, and gradient of function f calculated at x equal to I. Okay, so this is your about your Newton's method, how we proceed or how we calculate the next optimum point. Okay, so suppose we are having a quadratic function which you may represent in another form, that is half of x is xt is matrix of your variable multiplied by certain you can say Hessian matrix, then again your x matrix of variable x, then another matrix b transpose of matrix b multiplied by variable x plus c. Okay, so if you take the gradient of this particular function, this will be gradient. Okay, so during this in this PPT you may find it a bit difficult to understand all the term. Okay, but we will take the problem in the next page, then you will be able to understand in a better way. Okay, so if you take the gradient, so this will be gradient of f ax plus b equal to 0, or you can say that x, your optimum at optimum value of x, what will be the gradient? Gradient will be 0. So your x star, that is the optimum value of optimum values of x, may be given as minus a inverse of a into b. Okay, so this way you can calculate the you may keep continuing to calculate the value of next optimum point, or you will try continue to search optimum point until the condition, that is gradient of f is equal to 0 is satisfied. Okay, so let us try to understand all these terms using a simple problem which is given as below. We have a problem that we are continuing with the same problem, so that we know that the solution, what is the solution of this particular function. We have calculated the optimum point for this particular function in previous examples, also using previous methods. Okay, so we have again the same function, that is fx1 uh, fx1 x2 is equal to x1 minus x2 plus 2x1 square plus 2x1 is x2 plus x2 square, right? So and we are choosing the same starting point, that is x1 is equal to 0 comma 0. So in order to find out a2, what you will require, you need to calculate the second derivatives. Okay, you need to take the second derivatives that which is given here. This is your Hessian matrix. So first you need to calculate the second partial derivative of your given function at your starting point. So this is your starting point, and you are calculating j1 equal to second partial derivative will be del square f over del x1 square, del square f over del x1, del x2. Okay, if you calculate these values, these will be, if you take first derivative, this will be del f over del x1. This will be your 1 plus this we have done previously also, so you might be aware. This will be 4x1 plus this will be 2x2, right? Now you again take partial derivative of this function with respect to x2. So this value will be minus 1 plus 2x1 plus 2x2. Okay, so in order to calculate the second partial derivative, what will be the value? If you calculate the second partial derivative of your function, so this will be del square f over del x1 square, right? So this will be x1 square. So this will be 4. Obviously, we can calculate from this. And similarly, del f over del square f over del x1 plus, sorry, del x1 del x2. So you are again taking the partial derivative of this function with respect to x2. So the value will be 2. So that is why it is written 4 2. Similarly, if you take the partial derivative, again partial derivative of this particular function with respect to x1, this value will be 2, and for this second partial derivative with respect to x2, this will be again 2. So this is how this j1 has been calculated, which is equal to 4 2 2 2, right? So now what is required in order to calculate the next point? We need the inverse of your ji. So we have calculated j1 is equal to this, and if you take the inverse of this will be I hope all of you know how to calculate the inverse of a given matrix. Okay, so if you evaluate the inverse of this particular Hessian matrix, this will be 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 1, right? So this is your inverse of your Hessian matrix calculated at your starting point, which is x1, right? So in order to calculate what will be the value of x2 will be xi, that is x1 minus j1, inverse of j1 multiplied by partial derivative of your function at x1. Okay, so this will be f1. Now you calculate the value of your partial derivative at x1. So this is you can say f(x1), right? Gradient of function at x1, so this will be del f over del x1, and second value of second set of value will be del f over del x2. So this is 1 plus 4x1 plus 2x2 minus 1 plus 2x1 plus 2x2 evaluated at 0, 0. So the partial gradient of function at x1, what is the value? It is coming 1 minus 1. Here see, here we have calculated gi inverse, then we have calculated gradient of function at your starting point. You know your starting point, so what will be the next optimum point? Your next optimum point will be xi plus 1, that is x2 equal to x1 minus inverse of this particular function, which was your something 1y2 minus 1y2 something, this value was there, then gradient of function at I, so this will be gradient f1, which is written as g1. All right, so here you can see your next value of optimum point, this will be x2 minus x1, x2 equal to x1 minus j inverse into gradient of function, that which is we have denoted as g1. So this will be x1 minus j inverse 1 g1 is equal to 0, 0 minus 1y2 1y2 minus 1y2 minus 1y2 1 multiplied by 1 minus 1. So if you solve it, this will come around x2 equal to minus 1 comma 3 by 2, that is minus 1 and 1.5. So in order to check whether your next point is optimum or not, what we need to calculate, we need to take the partial derivative of your given function at your next search point, that is x2. If it is 0, then if your value of your partial derivative or the gradient of your function at your current location, if it is equal to 0, then your point is optimum. Otherwise we will continue to proceed further, and we need to calculate the g2, and again we need to calculate the you need to calculate your third point, which will be your x3, and which will be given by x3 equal to x2 minus j2 inverse into g1, sorry g2. Okay, so but before proceeding to this step, let us calculate whether your current value is optimum or not. Okay, so what is the condition? We need to check that whether our partial derivative is coming equal to 0 or not. So if you take the partial derivative, this again partial derivative, so this will be corresponding to x2, gradient of function, that is at x2. So this will be del f over del x1 del f over del x2 equal to 1 plus 4 x1 plus 2x2 minus 1 plus 4 plus 2x1 plus 2x2. Put these values, minus 1, 3y2, it is coming equal to 0, 0. Since the gradient of your function at current search location, it is equal to 0, so we can say that your current optimum point is your current search point is your optimum point. Okay, so this way we can see that we could find out your optimum solution in a single iteration, as compared to other methods. We have to reiterate, or we have to do the same process in order to calculate or in order to find out the optimum value of your given function. Okay, so this is all about your Newton's method. If you are having query, we can take up queries. If you are not able to understand any step in this particular method, that is Newton's method, which is based on your derivative based method, okay, which is based on your on the derivative of your given function. Okay, if there is any query, then we can take any doubt on any step, otherwise we will stop this discussion on this method. Okay, no query, then I will